Talk about the excitement of the hosting the national championships here Friday and Saturday.
Well, at this time on Tuesday, I'm not sure it's really excitement about it, but you know, the amount of work that goes into hosting a meet, plus getting your team prepared for the meet, and you still got your team that isn't going to be competing in the meet. So we got a lot going on this week, but yeah, no, we're glad the meet's here. We're excited about hosting it. We have a tremendous facility. We got a great officials association, and we got administration that is behind us. So to bring the national championships here, we're excited about that.
Coach, in terms of preparation, where do you think your team is right now? Are they where you want them to be?
Yeah, I think the people that we qualified to the meet, we're where we want to be. We're healthy. We're ready to go. I wish we had a few more bullets every time we're at this situation. We wished we had one or two more people in the meet, but we're happy about where we are at this point.
With that being said, I mean, I know it's all about, you know, quantity and quality.
Yeah.
You got to have both, but do you have that kind of mixture that could help you finish in the top three, maybe in the
Yeah, I probably feel better about that than I do on the men's side than I do on the ladies' side. I think our men's group is we have a little bit more. Well, we have more people. We're right at the same people, but the people that have qualified have done very well to get to where they are. Our mile relay has been very consistent, and if we're consistent again, I think that we can be in that top couple teams. We haven't been beaten yet. Fred looks good, of course. Our long jumpers and pole vaulters are doing fine. So on the men's side, I feel a little bit better about it than I do on the ladies' side. But this is a meet that you just don't ever know what's going to happen. I would say on paper, it looks to me like on the ladies' side, Oregon has a lot of qualifiers, and they look very good. On the men's side, I can't see it at all. It looks like they're putting Florida as to win this one, but we'll see. We'll just see.
Talk about that relay and just how good they are. And you've said at times, you know, you've got 4, maybe 5, even more guys that can line up in that thing. Have you decided who's going to be the 4?
No.
Is that a secret?
No, it's not a secret, but it comes down to who I think is best prepared to go over the next couple of days. Because I got to look at people. We still got 1 or 2 training sessions in front of us, and I'll make the decision on what we're going to do on that thing on Saturday.
There's a couple of brothers that are pretty likely, right?
Yeah, I think the Curleys are probably be in that mix. And then we got a freshman, and then we got two sophomores, or a junior and a sophomore in there. That out of those 5 guys, for sure, that's where my 4 will come from, unless we have an issue with one of those people. But it'll be Malik, it'll be Rose, it'll be Bobby Grant, it'll be Devin Dixon, and Fred Curley. So out of that 5 will come my 4.
Is there 4 there that has the possibility of maybe setting a meet record, national record, a world record of all things?
Well, I think we have a group of 4 that could run very, very fast. And you know, a lot of times what happens at the NCAA championships, winning the meet is more important than the time. And it always is that way. Indoors, it just takes 1 or 2 little bumps and you're thrown off of what you're really capable of doing, because indoors it's so tight. More than likely somebody gets bumped and you know, you don't run as fast as what you were projected to run. You still might win, but you might not run as fast. So yeah, it's all up whether or not we can run clean, and run clean means run away from everybody and not have anybody right on us. We saw at the SEC championship some people backloaded. In other words, they put their best couple of guys up front, and sometimes you can run into a situation where it's very tight after 2 people and maybe a little bumping going on, and it changes the whole dynamic of the event. So there's some strategy involved here. We've got to do some things right, and if we do some things right, then I think we have opportunity to run real fast. And we are the collegiate record holders, but I think we can run faster than our collegiate record.
For the fans, does that make it more exciting, you think, the indoor 4x4, because there is so much that can happen?
Yeah, very seldom do I see this. Over the years, both indoors and outdoors, and you guys have covered these meets, you know, it's amazing. We go through 16 events or 15 events, and we get down to the last event, and whoever wins that event ends up winning the track meet, or maybe even coming in second or third. But because you have a good team, you can end up being in the mix. So, yeah, the mile relay becomes very important, and I think for the fans, then it becomes a great one to watch.
You take that right now, then, right? It come down
If
to
we
that
come
race,
down to that race,
right? Yeah.
you betcha we'll take that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your guys performing at home, and I know Oregon says there's no advantage to performing at home, but you know there is.
Yeah, yeah. That's been a long time discussion, but yeah, I think that any time the Aggies get to run in front of other Aggies, I think that's a good thing for us, and I think running at your own facility is always an advantage. So track, people think there is no advantage, but you got to remember we're still dealing with young people. We're dealing with emotions. There's a lot of emotion that goes into a track meet, and those people who can control their emotions and direct them in the right direction are the people that can have a better opportunity of winning, and that happens because there's people there that care. And if we have a lot of people, a lot of Aggies there, it makes it even more fun.
Obviously, you have dealt with hosting this national meet, and so how do you kind of keep your guys maybe keep their feet on the ground, or keep them from adding more pressure to the situation than is already there? Because if you're running at home, there seems like a little additional pressure.
Yeah, it's different with each individual, and you got to figure out how each person responds. But that's why we've rehearsed. We've gone to a lot of track meets. We put ourselves in a situation where I've told them, this is what we need to get done today. And so I hope the pressure that we put upon ourselves is greater than from the outside, and that's the way you have to handle it.
This is the meet where, like you talked about with what the others have, where you're going to have to get the best out of everybody.
Yeah,
because you don't have quite the numbers.
Yeah, but everybody's complaining about numbers right now. But yes, that's very true. A national championship is won by a team that gets the most out of their people on that day. It takes everybody having a good day on the same day. You cannot have people that go to the meet and can't meet up to their own and our expectations for themselves. So, yeah, that's who wins this track meet.